I am live. I'm going to go check my channel real quick since I'm still kind of new to this software. Yeah, looks like it's working. Okay, nobody's here yet, but that's okay. I guess I'll wait till somebody appears. A little coffee. Well, let's just get started because I'm making this for people in the future to see. What is this strange? I'm actually, yeah, this is working. I'm signed in to my ASMR channel, but I'm broadcasting on Japanese for Morons, right? That's so weird. Oh, okay, that's cool. You know what I'll do though? I wonder if I can tell people that I'm actually on live. Should I bother? Nah, that's all right. Let's get started. Most of you are going to watch this as a rerun, so that's cool. But I'm bringing back something called King Kanji, King of the Morons, and this is the King Kanji show, and it's just a little video where I'm going to talk about one kanji and how it branches out into other kanjis and other words, useful words that are formed with this kanji. Kanji is pretty tough, but the more you do, the easier it gets. So let's get started, and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, first I'm going to add a background, and I'm going to be adding this background here. Just a minute here. Okay, how do I add the background? Let's share screen, application window, and I'm thinking I'm going to be adding, yeah, this one. There we go. That's the background. And can I make myself a little bit bigger? No? There we go. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, nice. I'll still make that a little bit bigger, but that's fine. Good enough, right? Good enough? Good enough? Okay. So guys, today I want to talk about the kanji ji. Now let's have a little fun because I like kanji actually. So what I'm going to do is show you some, I'm going to branch off. By the way, everything's in the description, so if you want to follow along, you can. But I'm going to improvise a little bit because I just remembered something that was very funny. Ji, the sound ji in Japanese has many different meanings depending on the kanji, of course. One of them can be the ji from time, which is this. These are all pronounced ji, by the way. This is the ji from time, okay, as you can see. And this is the ji from tera, which is also pronounced ji. And you'll notice they're similar. Sometimes you will see you will see the name of a temple, and that temple will show you this ji at the end of it, right? And one of my favorites, that's a funny ji to learn, is the kanji for I think you say piles or hemorrhoids, and that's also pronounced ji. And notice how they're all very similar. You have 3 G's there. But today's G is a completely different G. Today's G is the G that stands for self. Okay, and that's this G. Okay, one more time, just so you can see the progression here. We started with this G, which is time. Then this G, which is temple. And then this G, which is hemorrhoids. But today's focus is this G, which is self. And if you're new to kanji, let me introduce you to this in a software. Okay, I have an idea. Let's start with something that's very easy to see. This is the kanji for the Chinese letter for kuchi, or mouth. And like the kanji, it's just a hole, right? Like a mouth, right? It's just a hole. And if you take that kanji and you pile 3 of those kanjis on top of each other, you get the kanji for me, which is I. And if you think about this kanji, think about your eyeball, right? It's got a pupil in the middle, and you got sides on each side, like white, and the pupil, right? So this kanji is a little bit like you could think of it as a vertical one, or if you want to, you could think of this as 2 eyelids and the eyeball in the middle there. But anyway, that's me. So as you can see, it's not that hard, right? You got kuchi, mouth, and you got me, which is eyeball. I suppose I should add some. I can add this in the description. I'll add this in the description later. The meanings of some of these, for those of you who are new. Now, today, we're focusing on ji, right? And I have to explain how this works. Kanji, again, I'm assuming everyone's new at this. Kanji is a Chinese letter. They are imported from China. However, there are often at least two pronunciations for each kanji. One of them is the onyomi, which is the original Chinese pronunciation, and which is not always pronounced that way in China. But let's just say to get the lesson going forward, that the onyomi is the Chinese pronunciation, and the kunyomi is the Japanese pronunciation. They're different pronunciations. So the kunyomi is usually a word already that exists in Japanese. For example, if we go back and let's look at kuchi again. This is, I already have that up. So that's kuchi, right? Notice it says kuchi. That's the kunyomi. And you can say kuchi in Japanese and people understand mouth. The ko and the ku in the parentheses stands for the onyomi. That's the onyomi reading, and that's what that kanji is pronounced as when it's in combination with other kanji. And that's the Chinese pronunciation. Now, let's go to the next one. Just to give some more examples. Me is the kunyomi, which is the Japanese pronunciation. Me means eyeball. Moku and boku does not mean eyeball, but when you put that kanji with another kanji together, that's the way you're probably going to pronounce it. Okay. Now today's focus is where is it? Mizukara. But that's the kunyomi, but it's kind of a rare use. You will usually pronounce it in combination with other kanjis, and it's pronounced as ji. Ji, so I call it the ji kanji self. And this is the kanji you can see to my left. Was it my left? Yeah, my left here. Right there. Right. How do I point? It's hard to point. No, it's not that way. It's that way. Yeah, okay. It's to my left, yeah. Okay, so that's the kanji for self. And it's used in many combinations and very, very useful. Before we continue, for those of you who are studying kanji, you might think it looks like this one, but I want to make sure you don't mix it up. This is the kanji for month, tsuki, or moon, month or moon, right? So yes, be careful about that. That's month or moon. They look similar though. But today's focus is self, which is this one. Okay. All right. How are we doing, by the way? Anyone? You got anybody watching right now? Is anybody joining us? 5 people watching. Okay. Well, feel free to pause and ask a question if you have a question. Now, the reason I chose this kanji today is because it's just a very useful kanji, and it's a pretty simple kanji, but it can be used in a little more complicated words. And the first word I want to talk about that is formed with kanji, this kanji is jibun. Jibun. Bun means part, and ji means self, so your self part, right? But it's your one self. And also very similar is the word jishin, which also means oneself. Now, what's funny is that the word jibun can also be used to refer to myself or yourself. So, for example, if I ask you, "Doko ni sundemasu ka?" Where do you live? You might answer, "Watashi wa Nagoya ni sundemasu." And then jibun wa, if you were to say jibun wa, it would refer to the other person. But if you're talking about your own stuff, like jibun wa could also be me. So it's kind of tricky depending on the context of the conversation. Could be myself or could be yourself. So oneself. Jishin is by oneself. Jibun jishin. So sometimes you'll hear this jibun jishin. So me, myself, and it refers to the second kanji of jishin is body, right? Let's look at that again. The second kanji is body, so it's self body, right? So me, myself, jishin. We're just learning some of the kanji today, so if you're really curious, you can look up some of the pronunciations. But anyway, very common words you will hear. Now, here's something that's tricky. Jishin oneself has what is that called? A homonym? There's another word that sounds like it, and that's confidence. And notice the pronunciation is the same. Look at these. right? Jishin oneself and jishin confidence, right? They have the same sound, exact same pronunciation, but confidence, of course, is a very useful word. I have confidence. If you want to say I have confidence, you would say jishin ga aru, or if I don't have confidence, jishin ga nai. So I'll give you these two examples here. Jishin ga aru to jishin ga nai. Let's do that one first. Because a lot of Japanese say, jishin ga nai, I have no confidence, or jishin ga aru, I have confidence. You can use both of these. Maybe we should separate them so they're easier to read, or put a comma there so you can read that better. Is that better? No, it doesn't. It kind of, well, you have a comma. Okay, so jishin ga nai, I have no confidence, and jishin ga aru, I have confidence. Now, those of you who live in Japan or know a bit of Japanese, you might say, well, I thought jishin was earthquake, and it's true. Jishin also means earthquake, but with different kanji. Right? So no one would ever mistake you saying, "Oh, I have an earthquake." It wouldn't make sense. Jishin atta. There was an earthquake. So that's jishin, and the different uses of jishin. Now, one of the most common uses of jishin is automatic. Jidoutekina. Automatic. Jidoutekina. And automatically, jidoutekini. Notice the na and the ni changes at the end. We have jidoutekina for automatic as an adjective, and jidoutekini as an adverb. And this is useful for a few reasons. The most common use of this would be car, jidosha, which is automobile. I'm going to change the order. This is in the description, but I'm going to change the order there so you can see how that makes sense, right? And a car, of course, is an automobile. So jido, automatically, and automobile. Jidosha. Now you might think, wait a minute, I thought car was kuruma, and that's true. That's another way. Think about it as automobile and car. An automobile is jidosha, and just a car would be kuruma. And you have this kanji here. And if you look at that kanji, it kind of looks like a car, right? It looks like the axle. It looks like a little drawing of a car. It's not too difficult to imagine the meaning of that. And that's wheel. Speaking of wheels and cars, notice this kanji is bicycle, jitensha. And notice the last kanji is the same as the kuruma kanji or the jidosha kanji, jitensha. Ten is revolving. It can also be used to mean fall down, but anyway, jitensha is bicycle. One of my favorite uses for this word is, and probably one of the most difficult words I first learned, was jidou販売機. Jidou販売機, which is a vending machine. And Japan is very famous, or maybe infamous, for vending machines. But a lot of Japanese will shorten that. That's a pretty long word, right? Jidou販売機. It's a pretty long word. It literally means automatic selling machine. Automatic selling machine. And that is often shortened to jihanki, like this. Jihanki. Ki being machine, but you can't just say ki for machine. You have to say ki. If you want to say the word machine, you would use this word. Kikai. That's a machine. Kikai. Now be careful, because there's another kikai that has the same exact pronunciation. Oops. And that's this one, which means chance or opportunity. It's same exact pronunciation. Chance or opportunity and machine. So as you can see, pronunciation is the same, but the kanjis change it, right? The second kanji is different. The first kanji is the same. And I guess that's about it. So that ends our mini kanji lesson. Any questions? Any questions? No? Well, just a little short lesson for you for kanji. I hope you like that. I hope you got something out of it. All the notes, everything that I talked about will be in the description so you can copy paste that, right? This is, of course, the kanji here. Oh, and let's talk about the stroke order since we've come this far. The stroke order, of course, is this, and this is called Kanji.jiten no JP. I've never used this site before, but you can see there is actually a proper stroke order depending on the kanji, and it usually starts at the top and then continues from the left to right. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's 1, 2, yeah, 3. 3 slopes around to the right. So it's 1 at the top, then the left hand vertical line, and then the top line and the bottom and the right vertical line, and then the 3 horizontal strokes to complete it. 4, 5, 6. You can practice that. The more kanji you practice, the easier it gets, and the more interesting it gets. So I will tell you this, that I started off in a Japanese school with a class full of mostly Westerners, and by the 3rd year, when I got into the advanced class, I was the only Westerner left. Everyone else was Chinese and Korean. Okay. New business. I don't know what that means, but thank you. Anyway, that's your lesson. That's it. I'm gonna wrap it up. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like this video if you liked it. And I'm gonna try to make a video every day now on this channel using this new software because it's not so difficult this way. I'm trying to get back into the news, maybe do a J News, which is a little more difficult, but I think we can watch a video together and maybe I can explain it to you. Of course, if you have any requests, please feel free to contact me at askgivemeabreakman@gmail.com. Oops. gmail.com. There we go. Askgivemeabreakman@gmail.com. And until next time, you guys take care.